this is in all seriousness, because this is something that many people deal with. Many people deal with. I genuinely sense that AB was that kid in school who didn't get the most respect, bro. He wasn't the most popular. He didn't get the most women. He wasn't the flyest, but he had that talent and that charisma. We ain't gonna lie, he got that charisma, but he had that talent. And I feel like because he knew that couldn't be taken from him, which came to be fighting, I sensed that early on, realized that, wait, hold up. That's what I need to be doing. That's gonna be my meal ticket. And what I mean by meal ticket, not leaving a legacy that's gonna take care of his family, not building a timeless foundation that you could always stand on no matter what, not building something that's going to be remembered and honored and admired, but it's his ticket to finally being seen, y'all. That's why I feel like he acted the way he did once he finally got that spotlight. Like, he genuinely acted like AB reminds me of that homie or that cousin that, like, they might have smashed one bad little John and they're gonna be telling you about that bad little John for the next 20 years. Like bro done, like, everybody done grew up, done changed. He is still that same dude, the same psyche, in that same mental state of finally getting seen, bro. And I sense that early on for him, fighting was not something that he did because he felt like he wanted to be remembered, honored, and leave a legacy of greatness in the sport of boxing. I feel like he realized it was a talent that he had that couldn't be taken from him. And I feel like he realized that was his ticket to respect and to be seen. Now, let's just analyze the behavior from the Maidana fight to now. The Maidana fight could have genuinely just been a loss. And what I mean by that is, if Adrian Broner did not represent himself in the way that he did, the Maidana fight would have just been like any old fighter who took a loss. Because in the grander timeline of legacy, greatness is how you respond to adversity, not how well you manage to avoid it. So, like I said, in the grander, a timeline of legacy and greatness is how you respond to adversity, not how you manage to avoid it. And I feel like Adrian Broner got so caught up in the lights and glam of being Floyd's little bro that he damn near tricked himself into thinking he was Floyd. I mean, he was one of the first people that I used to hear say, yeah, I'm the next like Floyd. Like, yeah, I'm Floyd, little bro. Like, that was his badge of honor. That was his chain. The fact that he was Floyd, little bro, that he was being called the next Floyd. But you know what made Floyd different? I want to take y'all back to when Floyd was still early on, Pretty Boy Floyd. I think he already had won his first title from Gerald Hernandez. I believe he was a couple years into his first title defenses and his first title run. And he ran into Jose Luis Castillo. And a lot of people in that first fight felt like it was a draw, or Floyd probably lost by maybe a round or so. You know what Floyd did next? Because Floyd wanted that shit so bad, because Floyd couldn't sleep at night, not about the money, but about the legacy and how he's going to be remembered. He took that fight immediately next and showed y'all he can't with me. In the hindsight and revision, gonna show that he didn't want to leave no doubts in nobody's mind now, then, or later. That's the difference between Floyd and those who try to be like Floyd. Those who try to be like Floyd, is almost like they're trying to put in the cheat codes in a video game, and then once they realize it don't work, they got to actually learn to be good at the video game. And the difference between those dudes and the dudes who learn to be good at the video game is, once the dudes who use the cheat codes realize it ain't gonna work, the dudes who already are good, who was learning to get good at the game, are elite by then. So by time Adrian Broner got to a point where he realized, okay, I might got to make a pivot. Like, maybe I ain't the next Floyd. Maybe my legacy gonna be something else. Maybe I need to go a different route to carve my way out, to carve my path. By then, it's too late, bro. The world done caught up. Your competition done caught up. The other champions in the weight division done caught up. That's why we look at Tank different. Because when Tank first saw any bit of adversity with the pit bull fight, what did he do? What did he say in that post press conference? No, I'm good on that. I ain't touching that remix. I'm good on that. I'm tired. That was too hard. I am good. I like the game on medium. What you talking about? And then come later on the roast fight, and that heart and that sentiment and that mind state was proven to be true. I don't think Tank wants adversity. I'm not saying he's scared of it, but it's a difference between those who run to it to prove their greatness and those who manage to avoid it. And in this video, I just want to kind of, look at this video because I feel like it speaks towards a lot of the things I'm speaking about the psyche and psychology of being thrusted into a spotlight when you're still healing your inner child. I really feel like when I look at AB, I see a dude who didn't get the most attention growing up. I seen a dude who wanted to be that guy, but it took things to be it. How can I put this? It was a give and take. That's why I mentioned he realized, okay, the ring is what's gonna give me that. Me fighting is what's gonna give me that respect. Me fighting is what's gonna get that attention that I always wanted. Adrien Broner, if he could choose, I guarantee you he probably would have been a rapper or an entertainer, not a boxer. I put money on it. You know how I know? Because once he finally reached, let's just say, a social freedom and a financial freedom, what did he do? He started chasing a rap career. That's literal. You can search it up. He started chasing a rap career. And that's where I feel like Adrien Broner ultimately went wrong and never decided to look himself in the mirror, because he's expecting to get the same admiration and respect for something he did, but it never proved to be the value of who he is. It's like someone wanting to be treated as a good person because they did one good deed in a pool of thousands of wrong ones. You know what I'm saying? It's not about right or wrong that makes you who you are. It's the value of how you impact others. That's what I look at it as. And I feel like the world has seen Adrien Broner get every opportunity in the world to be remembered as a great, and he constantly spit in the face of those who wanted to push him to be great for bullshit. That's why I use the inner child theory. But let's just hop into the video. Let's hop straight into this video. We're going to talk about it as it goes on. Y'all know how we doing these. For those who knew, welcome to the community. Like I said, welcome to the family. We're building this thing brick by brick. We're going to be special, y'all. We're going to build something dope, like I said. But yeah, low-key, I ain't going to lie, y'all. I be yapping before I get into these videos. I ain't even going to lie. We 12 minutes in there, motherfucker. Boy, yeah, that's how I do on these, though. It's not a reaction video. It's not a documentary. It's a raw and unfiltered, unique perspective. So let's get into the video.
Adrien Broner had it all: world titles, viral fame, and millions in the bank. But behind the flash and flex was a storm building no one wanted to admit was real. His nickname was The Problem, but it wasn't just about boxing. The real problem was that Broner didn't know how to stop spending.
And I feel like he adopted that those bad financial habits. Because look at his face. Look what I mean by a kid in the candy store. Look what I mean by that inner child being broken. He look at that money and boxing as like the way to, like, finally, y'all will see me. Finally. That's all I wanted. I wanted you to see me and recognize me. And I feel like he don't know how to use that pain to fuel something great. He only knows how to use it to be self-destructive. That's the problem with Adrien Broner.
He thought the millions would never end. He thought the spotlight would never dim. What started as victory celebrations turned into a lifestyle that couldn't be sustained. Luxury cars, diamond chains, private jets, and wild nights. Every dollar was a symbol until there were none left. What happened next wasn't a collapse. It was a slow, public unraveling. And when the illusion broke, so did everything else around him. This is the story of how Adrien Broner made $10 million and lost.
Like, I'm sorry, bro. You should never even be looking at money like that. Look at his face, the way he looks at money. He doesn't look at it as a tool to be able to build and create other let's just say, create and build great things that will stand the test of time and hold true substance and value in the world, money should be a tool. It should not be the entire. It should not be the entire piece of how you value yourself. It just shouldn't be. It shouldn't. And I feel like Adrian Broner fell too much into the persona of Floyd Mayweather and being his little bro, and thought that if this is what's making Floyd who Floyd is, so he thought, not the gym, not the world champions he beat, not the hard work, not the long nights, not the blood, sweat, and tears, but the flash, the glitz, the yeah, money made, man. I throw 100 million in your face, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He took all the worst parts of what Floyd was in the latter half of his career and thought, hey, if I make this me, they'll love me. No, bro, that's not what we love, bro. That's not what we didn't even like that from Floyd. I hated that from Floyd. But because he was so great in the ring, there was an ingenious about it. There was a sort of aha moment about it.